Welcome to Heartfelt with Julie Margerison, a space for honest stories, tender truths, and soul-deep conversations. I'm your host, Julie Margerison, and here we explore the questions that stir something real in us. Questions about joy, fear, healing, and the moments that shape who we are. Each episode is an invitation to slow down, go deeper, and hear the kind of stories that remind us we're not alone in this human experience. So wherever you are right now, thank you for being here. Let's begin. Today's episode is about me answering the 10 questions that I will be asking some of my guests. So the first question is, what brings me joy? I guess this is something that changes. It evolves over time. So at this present moment, the thing that brings me joy is literally coming from soul, coming from my inner voice, not from my headmaster self. I just feel such inner peace when it is my soul speaking. So the next question is, what fear do I have that I'm aware of it holding me back? I have a fear with not being able to get air into my nose and breathe. I am a nose breather most of the time, but when I actually have like snorkeling and I have it in my nose and I have to breathe through my nose, I get really short of breath. When I'm actually in an aeroplane and I think, oh my goodness, I am up here and breathing all the same air as everyone else, I can get actually quite anxious, and I've got to remind myself of how many people fly every day, and there is enough oxygen there for me. So that is a fear that I still am overcoming. Have I ever had a life-changing moment? I don't actually like the word negative or positive, because I could say I've had positive life-changing moment and then I've also had a negative life-changing moment. But I feel like they're just moments and they shouldn't actually have to be in a category. So on a sad life-changing moment, I would have to say was when my brother took his own life 27 years ago. He was 5 years older than me, and I just always idolized him. And the life-changing moment happened, and the big lesson that I learned from that is I never know what could happen in that very next moment, because I'd seen my brother a couple of days before it happened, and I could see that he was very troubled. And he had been troubled for a few years. And I just wish that I could have gone and said to him, how can I help you? But I didn't want to do it in front of the family. And I thought the next time I see him, I would ask him that. But that opportunity never came. So that was very, very much a life-changing moment. And from that day on, I tend to not put things off. If I can do it today, I'll do it today, because I never know what's around the corner. Has there been a moment that I wish I could freeze in time? I remarried July last year, and we had a lovely ceremony on the beach, and then we had a lovely small intimate group of friends, 40, at Surf Air at Markula on the Sunshine Coast. That moment, that weekend, with having all the people around us who supported us, loved us, also the people who weren't physically there. I could feel them there. And I'm getting goose pimples just as I think about it. That was the moment that I wish I could freeze in time. It was such a special, amazing moment. And I keep it close in my heart. And I feel so blessed that I was able to be a part of it. Do I have a trigger that I would like to share about? Well, this trigger has been in my life for so long, and I have been unpacking it. And the trigger is alcohol. When I have alcohol in my environment, I feel not seen. I feel left out. I feel the people are emotionally detached from me. But my latest trigger regarding alcohol is I'm really trying to allow people to be them and me not judge and me to stay in my own fence. It's their choice whether they drink alcohol. And I used to drink alcohol also. But my second husband, when he drinks alcohol, if he does not hydrate and have water, the smell in his skin affects me, especially that night and the next day. I really feel like his kidneys are screaming out to me and saying, "We're struggling. I wish Russell would drink water." And I get quite fearful that his body is not coping. So I share this trigger very openly with Russell, and he is doing his best at hydrating. And it's an ongoing process for him and for me. But I would say that would be my number one trigger at the moment. If a genie jumped out of the bottle and granted me one wish, what would that be? That's really a tricky question. And there's so many things. And when I say things that I would like, but I feel like the true thing is that I allow my soul to be heard all the time. And my headmaster comes second. If I come from the soul, then the inner peace is there. The joy is there. And I just feel my heart smiling. So besides, having $2 million in my bank account and having good health, my true wish would be to always come from my soul. What is something that I've never said out loud, but I wish someone would ask me about? Wow, that question just makes me so shaky inside. I feel so scared that I'm going to get this question wrong. But I guess the big thing that I wish people would ask me was, how did I overcome my sugar addiction? I feel like that has been in my life for so long, and it has been a huge growth, a huge unpacking, a huge peeling away of how I have used sugar for emotional eating, to feel safe, to feel like I have a friend, to feel loved, to fill in that void when I'm feeling void or have that void in my life. So that has been a huge learning thing for me, to give up going for that chocolate, for having that lolly, for having a cream bun. You know, I eat gluten-free because I have celiac disease, but maybe that should have been my wish, to have a Boston cream fresh bun with raspberry jam on it. But my body just does not respond well to any of that. And it gets angry and screams at me. So with me having no sugar, my body is just so much happier. When was the last time I truly felt seen? And what was it about that moment that has stayed with me? I feel like I have never had a surprise in my life, a good surprise. Well, last year, maybe 3 weeks before my wedding, my sister gave me the biggest surprise, and so did my friends and my family. I did not even realize what was happening behind closed doors. But my husband took me, which I thought was just for him and I, to go to this lovely park, because we were meant to be going out for lunch somewhere. And I thought he was just reminiscing of where we'd spent a lot of our time together. And when I got to that park, I looked under the rotunda area, and I'm thinking, Ruth is here. Callie's here. How does Ruth and Callie know each other? And then I saw my daughter, and then I saw my daughter-in-law, and then I saw my beautiful granddaughter. And I just went, what is actually happening? I was absolutely gobsmacked. And Russell said, okay, I'm going to go now. And I went, why are you going? It's like, where's my son? Where are the men? And a lady brought this blackboard over, and on there it said it was my bridal shower. And it's like, what? Everyone is here for me, to make me feel special? I was already eating a pretty low carb diet at that stage. And my sister had organized all this carnivore eating for me. And I was so, so grateful. But then when she said everything was gluten-free and there was all these pastries, oh my goodness, I could not say no. I couldn't say no to the pastries. So I just had a time of my life eating all of this beautiful food. I was in absolute awe that my sister organized this for me, and everyone made time to actually come and celebrate this. It was such an amazing experience, and it still brings tears to my eyes of how much love I felt that day. So thank you for everyone who made that happen, but especially thank you to my sister. And it was such a beautiful moment. If I could send one message back to my younger self, not advice, just a message, what would that be? The message would be, I matter. I matter to the universe. I might not be like everyone else, but I am important. I am important to be heard. So that is the message I would send. What does healing look like to me right now? Well, healing to me is with mind, body, and soul and spirit. But the focus for me at the moment is really about listening to my body and healing my digestion and healing my underactive thyroid and healing my whole self. So that is what healing looks like for me right now. Okay, the tears. There's tears of joy and there's tears of sadness. But it's okay to have tears, I've learned, because that brings growth. So if you have felt some joy, some deep feeling with this, and you would love to answer these questions on my podcast, please contact me, because this podcast is all about you having a voice. So thank you. Please subscribe or share on social media all about it. Okay? So thank you for sharing this moment with me. I hope something in this conversation stayed with you, opened something in you, or simply made you feel seen. If this episode moved you, feel free to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you like it and you'd like to continue on this journey with me, be sure to subscribe and stay connected. Until next time, take care of your heart and remember, your story matters.